Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Ramachandra, Jai Shri Lakshmi Nrsimha. So now I shall explain the remedies for global tension. We have a lot of tension around the world now, and it is the fitting time that we need to think of setting the situation right, because any time if there is a problem like a world war, etc., it is sure to damage the world in all quarters and cause a huge economic loss, and many lives will also be lost. So we need to somehow formulate something to solve the situation, and our Vedas have a wonderful solution for it. Our Vedas are very old and ancient wonderful scriptures which have encoded all the wonderful details of scriptures within them, and they have the truths of the universe within them. And a yajna, a simple Vedic sacrifice, which is either simple or either very expansive and very large. A yajna is basically a communication with the divine. Our earth is completely a net of metaphysical influence. It has directional influence. It is connected very intimately to the planets. So the movement of the planets that are around the earth intimately affect Earth, and that's the study of astrology, and it comes absolutely true. You can watch my video that I made in April predicting the disasters that have occurred in the last 3 months. So and I am very sure that in November to the next year April, this November 2019 to the next year April 2020, we will surely have a lot of disaster, and that is very saddening to hear, and that's why I made this video to explain the remedies for such a disaster. Just like how in astrology we formulate remedies for an individual will have a certain problem, so a remedy is formulated according to that. In the same way, we have remedies for the whole world. So, for example, Kurukshetra in the past was a proven world war where Russians fought in the name of Rishyas or Rishikas. You can watch my video about Russia as a Sanskrit word. In the same way, various countries, Europe and even Romans and Africans and various other people from all over the world were fighting in that war. In India, there were about 500 to 600 kingdoms at that time, and even all of them were fighting together. From Myanmar, Burma, China, from all different neighbors of India and even faraway countries, there was such a huge world war. And if we read the Mahabharata, we can know how many nuclear weapons and mass destruction weapons were being used in the war. So here today, I would like to show how powerful yajnas, etc. are in counteracting wars. It is very simple to do so. A large Shanti mantra or a large Swasti Vachana where the whole world is prayed for. Everybody can get up in the morning and pray for the whole universe, and also a special Swasti Vachana can be arranged in all the countries to bring down the negative influence. Everybody together with their emotions praying to God with all the inner feelings and with the special mantras prescribed in the scriptures, because those mantras have certain sound vibrations which counteract certain evil vibrations coming from the planets. So therefore everybody can effectively counteract this problem even at their own homes. If this is done in an official manner, this is even better. In the same way, Omkara Vachana, that means chanting of Omkara, is also prescribed for the whole world. Everybody can chant Omkara and do meditation in the namesake of every single country. In the name of every single country that is involved in the war. Iranians can pray to Allah since they are also very much involved in this, and they have their own, many religions are present in that country, so everybody pray to their own God. But the religion of Sanatana Dharma has many scientific ideals embedded within it, and that's why our Sanatana Dharma can be incorporated to do a lot of good to the world. In the same way, Bhagavad Gita was a scripture, a very profound, deep scripture that was said by God himself on the battlefield of Kurukshetra when the world war was about to begin, with millions of soldiers standing on either sides. That's about 17 to 20 million soldiers standing on each of the sides. So at the brink of war, Lord Krishna chanted this Bhagavad Gita. So chanting it again in the same place, Kurukshetra, would surely counteract the evil influence of war. Kurukshetra is such a spot, it still exists today in India, the same holy spot. It is such a spot that it had the connection of the influences of every single planet and every single negative influence was embedded within it. Along with that, even positive influences were also present to destroy negativity. So that particular spot had the footsteps and marks of so many different great warriors who fought till their death. So that particular spot is having such a magnetic vibration, and even today we can utilize it to cancel and counteract the negative vibrations of the world. In the same way, to counteract the Indo-Pak and China tension that we are having for our own country, India, we can effectively counteract it by doing an Abhisheka to Lord Shiva on the Himalayas. If it is done like this, automatically, since Lord Shiva is the Lord of the northeast direction where China is present, the tension can be easily counteracted. And since I have predicted the tensions for the northwest from India, which exactly is Iran, Israel, etc. countries, a Shanti Homa for Vayudeva can be conducted in a large scale manner to effectively control the negative influence of the northwestern directional portion. The reason why the northwest is afflicted can be seen in my previous video, Danger to the World, for November 2019 to April 2020, and also in my other videos. But a simple outlook of it would be that since Sagittarius is attacked in this, Sagittarius represents the northwest direction, so that's why the northwest from India is afflicted. Along with that, the other reason is because the eclipse that has happened is very significant, happening in the same sign of the northwest and the same nakshatras that show the Purva Vibhaga. Every single country has its own nakshatra. But one point, that these particular remedies that I am giving now from the scriptures are not at all for economic rise or for stock market development and personal profit. This is for the calming down of world tension that is very important for more than 2 billion people across the world. So I request that everybody across the world at least makes a small prayer for the lives of so many people and the economic condition, that is that food will become very expensive. We'll have to give our gold for food in case this war happens, and it is going to happen if nobody prays for it not to happen, because that's how the planetary conjunctions are present at this time. And at the same time, Kala Sarpa Shanti also should be performed. Kala Sarpa Shanti is for the Rahu and Ketu axis that is present Gemini and Sagittarius. Rahu and Ketu are present at that points. The reason why our ancient astrology has all of this is every country has intimate connection over the past millions of years to various stars across the universe. This is science, and I shall try explaining all of this in my other videos. But our Earth has had powerful connections with various other stars, and even today scientists are proving that ions from other stars and metals from other stars is what has created Earth today. And that's how different countries have different connections with different stars, and the Earth is so diverse and complex that every single country has a special magnetic radiation according to the star that it has taken it from. And even today the stars are shining on the Earth and passing their negative or positive vibrations according to their positions in the sky from the position of the Earth, which is so complex, and not a single second of time is the equal of the other. So therefore we all have to understand that the science of astrology is very deep and extremely profound. And also Rahu and Ketu being serpent-like planets, and this all discovered and it's all recorded by the ancient sages in their scriptures, that such conjunctions have happened and caused disaster. And that's why, and because they had the power of meditation, they could realize and they could even explain to others what they had seen because of the power of meditation. And even now, Rahu and Ketu being serpent-like planets, they always spoil the relations of countries, etc., whatever it is, and they create some sort of sudden tensions, and they stir up the whole economy or something like that. And that is what has happened this year. This year Shani is the Varshadipati, it is Vikriti Samvatsara, and many dangerous planetary conjunctions have occurred, and therefore the world is under severe tension. And this is not fear-mongering, this is the truth. You can see it happening, and it has also happened. I predicted it for the future, and it has happened. So I would like to I would like to present some remedies for this special thing, and that is what I have explained today here. So yajnas should be done in large scale, and that's when the whole earth can be affected by it. So a small yajna kunda can affect maybe a village or a city, but 1,008, 10,008 yajna kundas which will have amazing influence and made according to the yajnas, the yajna vidhi, will surely be effectively counteractive against any sort of tension. A Mahabhisheka for Lord Shiva on the Himalayas will also be very helpful. Lord Shiva is from the beginning, millions of years, the Lord of the northeastern direction for India. And Himalayas is that tract of land where we border China. It's a very sensitive tract, and that belongs to Lord Shiva. So if we want to effectively minimize this, we can propitiate Lord Shiva, and those who want to see the results of it can surely see it. Only if it is performed with devotion and faith is the second condition here. It will effectively counteract such disasters. And at least one day, achieving world peace is not very simple, because destroying world peace is also not simple. In the same way, achieving world peace is not simple. Sending a missile from place to place is easy for those big politicians, but setting such tensions right is very difficult. And therefore, we need to all observe at least one day of non-violence. That means even to animals, not only to humans. One day of non-violence, at least if not all, some people who are concerned with the world, at least any of you watching this video can try to, take at least one day of non-violence for all animals and try to protect them and, not destroy any animal's life. At least once, and not torture any animal. That means not eating non-vegetarian food, not torturing animals or troubling animals. This would reduce that pain and torture we give to the animals, and that affects us and the whole earth. And that's why places where they kill so many animals is more susceptible to natural damage. Therefore, let us all pray and let us observe such things, and surely it will give a result to us. Yajna communication, mantras and astrological different pariharas are very important for the whole world. Just like a small parihara by one person can help them out, a large parihara by so many people can help the world out. So especially the countries like Iran, USA, UK, Russia and China, and India, Israel, etc. Countries, people who dwell there and desire peace and desire good life with devotion of God, they can surely try all of these things. And those who are not yet aware of these points can surely learn about these and try it, and it will be surely good for the whole universe and for your own lives too. Hope this video was informative, and hope at least some people do something for the world at the current tragic and very dangerous point. Thank you. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Lakshmi Narasimha. Assalamu alaikum, Sat Sri Akal, praise the Lord.